Hello and welcome to Financial Education for the Nation. My name's Warren Shute and this is The Money Planner. Okay, welcome back. It's 2022 and I'm back. So for the more astute of you, the more regular followers will notice that I've been AWOL for a few months. The story behind it is that back in, I think it was July, August, maybe September time, I got COVID and that kind of knocked me out of kilter, whatever the term was. I'd only had one vaccine. I was fine, but I just energy-wise, everything else. So the podcast got behind, and then I spent a lot of time catching up with work at Lexington, which is my planning practice. And hey, I'm sorry, but the podcast kind of drifted. New year, new you, as they all say. I love doing these podcasts. I love the feedback I get from people. So I love the questions I get from you. So I thought, okay, why not hit the ground running and make sure that I start off on a good foot. So here we are. Really want to set you up for a great 2022, and I want to share with you what I do to see if it would help you financially to get sort of organized and where you are. So, New Year's resolutions, do you like them? Do you hate them? Hey, it's up to you. What I'm trying to get across here is if you want your future to be different to your past, you have to make different decisions. So the very fact that you're watching this podcast is testament to say that you are interested in or would like to change your finances. So if you're looking to change, and by change I probably really mean improve your finances, you're in the right place. So 2022 can be your year. It can be the year where you really made a big chunk, a big difference in your finances. For 27 years I've been a financial advisor stroke financial planner. Okay, I've got my CFP, which is the Certified Financial Planner license, which is the kite mark, the gold standard of a financial planner in the UK, or globally, sorry, 17 years ago. So I've definitely been doing it for 17 years, and I was doing it a bit before that too. And I've done educational seminars too. So I've literally spoken to thousands of people over that period of time, getting them to make good financial decisions. So I've done the training to help people make the transition from where they are now to where they want to go. And this session is going to be a bit of a hybrid between the two. It's going to be more big picture, more coaching, as opposed to talking about the numbers, but it's really about how to set yourself up. So if you're listening to this in February or in September or in October or whenever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you start your goal, your outcome. January 1st is just a date in the diary. There's no other significance behind it whatsoever. That's it. But people think, oh, January 1st, I'm going to stop drinking, stop eating, stop everything. Well, why? Why? It doesn't make sense. Don't be crazy. Don't be foolish to yourself. Just decide, what do I want the future to look like? So, when you decide you want to change your future, one of the best things you can say is, how do I want to live the rest of my life? And allow your brain some time, some breathing time, to come up with some solutions. Because if you don't know how you want to live the rest of your life, how on earth are you ever supposed to have a successful life? So you've got to give yourself some time to really digest and say, really, how do I want to live the rest of my life? What does it look like? Live life by design and not default. Live intentionally. Life isn't a continuum. Okay, we're not born and died, and the age of death keeps getting extended. It keeps moving through time like this. Time is finite, so this is our end date, whenever it is. And unfortunately for some of us, it's sooner than others. And this is where we are today, and we're approaching that date. Okay, so our outcome really should be to squeeze as much fun, joy, excitement, exhilaration, happiness into that period of time before it's too late. Now, this was shared with me a couple of years ago, so I'm going to share it with you. So it's not my original idea, but I do like it. Go and find a meter ruler. Okay, so it goes from 0 to 100 in centimeters. And scribble out the last, say, 10, 15 centimeters. Okay, so from 85 to 100, black those out. And then start at 0 and black out all the way up until your age. So I'm 47, so mine would go from 47 to 85, that would be clear. The other end of the ruler will be black. So that period of time there, which is 37 years, I think it was, thereabouts, is what, 38 years, is what I've got left to really enjoy. And when you look at it, 38 years, it's roughly a third of the ruler. So this is why I'm so passionate about outcomes and being clear on what I want to achieve and living life intentionally, because I look at that and I think, hey, precious time's running out for us all. So with that in mind, I want to share with you what I do every January. Okay, so I create what we call a compelling vision statement with my outcomes. So if I describe it to you, then you'll then be able to put it into your own terms. So it's an A4 sheet of paper. It's landscape. I do it in PowerPoint. Okay. Down the center, I have my compelling vision. How do I want to live the rest of my life? What does it look like? Okay. I describe it in as much detail as I can, but with words that really resonate with me as an individual. Okay. So I've got my compelling vision down the center. And then starting at the bottom right-hand corner, I've got my 10-year outcome, my 5-year outcome, my 3-year outcome coming at the top right, and then my 1-year outcome top left. So that's for me how it works. It doesn't have to be that way around. There's nothing magical about it. So 1, 3, 5, 10. They're your outcomes. Now I use the word outcome and not goal because we always get an outcome. When we pursue something, we get an outcome. It may not be the outcome that you want, but we get an outcome. With a goal, we don't always get our goal. Sometimes we miss the goal. So really, these are outcomes. Now, 10-5 years are very visionary, very big picture, very high level, not much specifics in there. It's about what I want to be feeling, doing, that kind of thing. So I'm moving towards that kind of lifestyle. Okay. Whereas 3-year, well, 36 months can go in a heartbeat. If you think the pandemic took 24 months off us, and a year prior to that, that's it. That's your 36 months. So they're quite specific things I want to be making sure I've ticked off and done in that period of time. And then the 1 year is very specific because a year will go before you know it. Okay. I'm embarrassed to say, but truth sign here. On the other side of the camera is a big whiteboard where I do my planning stuff. And it's got on there my New Year's resolutions to make 2021 a financial success. And it was a recording that I did last year. So it's just time goes by. Remember, I've not been in my studio for a bit. So, time just flies by. So make your 1-year goals very, very specific. Okay. And people often ask me, how many goals should I get? What area should I look at? This, that, and the other. So let me address that section first. The outcome is to achieve the goals. So if you set one nugget, one real perfect goal that would really take you forward, okay, then that would be worthwhile. But on the assumption that you're going to achieve that, okay, what I would suggest is you do 4 areas. And I use the acronym PEAC. PEAC. So you have a personal goal, something that's personal to you, personal development. You have an economic goal, a financial goal, something that's important to you financially. You have an adventure goal, so something that's going to excite you, something you're going to really enjoy with life. And then you have a contribution goal, so a charitable, so you're giving back and helping others. So your personal goal could be anything like you want to learn a new skill, you might want to lose some weight, you might want to go and do something with other people, you might want to learn to paint or something like that, whatever it might be for you. Your economic goal could be that you want to save a certain pound amount of money. It might be that you want to get a new job, you might want to pay some debt down, you might want to learn about investing, what have you. Your adventure goal could definitely be something along the lines of a holiday, learning to do something exciting, something that's going to be a bit more of a buzz around it. Okay. And then your charitable goal could either be a commitment to donate some of your income to a charity. It could be to set up your own charity. It could be to join a charity. It could be to just spend time. Use your if you don't have financial resources yet, it could be to spend time with people. So maybe there's some elderly people in your neighborhood, in your village or something that you really need your time. So you're going to go spend some time with them, and you're going to give time rather than money. Sometimes that's more important, particularly for certain types of people. So what you're doing is you're giving back to society as opposed to just taking. Okay, so you got the PEAC, peak, the 4 different areas. And I generally make between 1 and 2 outcomes in each section. Now you might say, well, that's not very many, Warren. You've only got 4 to 8 goals, outcomes for the year. It's more important to me that I achieve them and I move the needle forward than I've just got a whole list of them. Now, if you're really proficient at this, then hey, by all means, put them down. But mine tend to be quite big things that are really important. They've got lots of little attributes towards them throughout the year. So it might be to achieve a certain amount of money, or to achieve a certain outcome intellectually, or for my business and things like that. And therefore, there's lots of little things that I've got to do below it. So how I make sure that I achieve those is I have quarterly rocks or quarterly check-ins. I originally called them rocks in the book, the money plan. This is all covered in my book, by the way, the money plan. This is the first section of the book. I originally called them rocks, but I had to change it. So they're called quarterly check-ins. So I have these quarterly check-ins. So I'll know that, okay, for me to achieve 100 by the end of the year, I've got to make sure I'm at least 20 to 25 after the first quarter. Yeah, so I've got to do these little things. Now, a quarter can go quite quickly, but at least if I have these dates in the diary every 90 days, every quarter, where I'm going to check in and review what I've done, how I'm progressing, what I'm achieving, I'm more likely to move the needle forward, okay, and keep myself on track. So if I'm falling behind, I know then what I've got to do in the following quarter to play catch up. And then every month I put in the diary a 3-hour time slot. Okay, every month I have a 3-hour time slot. I use that to check over my investments and my income and my expenses. So I have an hour for personal, which covers my income and expenses in investments. And then I have an hour for business, where I check my income, expenses, and how the business is operating. And then I have an hour for my my goals, my outcomes. So I go in and check in and say, okay, I'm on track, that I'm doing these things. And sometimes I'll schedule time throughout the month to ensure that I'm doing the actions that I need to do. Now, what's different here? What's different between other people? It's almost a little bit more granular. It's much more practical. It's like, okay, well, look, I want to, let's say your outcome is lose 14 pounds a stone. My outcome is lose 14 pounds. Well, what needs to happen for you to achieve that? Well, you've got to sort your nutrition out and you've got to sort your exercise out. Okay, so perhaps one of my monthly things would be to make sure I come up with an eating plan. Find out where I'm going to work out. It might be to go and buy some workout equipment. It might be to find a workout program that works for me. Okay, and then to start doing these classes, start working out doing these things. Does that make sense? So rather than just sort of saying, work out, I've set my goal, I'm going to lose 14 pounds, and then that's it. I'm going to wait. Hopefully, fingers crossed, come December 31st, I'll check in if I achieved it. You're brainstorming, say, okay, well, look, that's my outcome, so I want to achieve. My big goal is to achieve, I want to save £100,000 this year, for example, or £10,000 this year, or whatever it might be. Where am I? What needs to happen for me to do that? Well, I've got to know what money's coming in and what money's going out. Is there any cost savings there? How are my investments doing? That sort of thing. So you look and you break things down, and then you set these time markers in your diary. So you check in every month. So you're working on it and you're scheduling time throughout the week. So you're actually spending a bit of time consistently. Now, almost like the podcast, I said I've kind of gone AWOL for a few months. Habits are what make us and habits what break us. It's like the best thing you can do is get yourself into a routine. So get yourself into a habit. So hence why I schedule time for me, or sort of Friday morning every month. Last Friday of every month, I spend those 3 hours in the morning. As soon as I get in the office, that's my time to work on things. I know that's in the diary. There's no appointments going to be put in there, and that's available for me to work on that. Okay, same with working out. If you're able to work out first thing in the morning, or maybe on your journey home from work before you get home, things like that, so it doesn't break your normal flow of events. Because once you're home, you then got to get the motivation to get changed and leave the house. Once you get up, you can just put your trainers on and walk straight into the gym or go for a run or whatever it is. It's trying to make life a bit easier for you so you do these things. Okay. So that's where I want to sort of take you this session. I want you to say, okay, well, look, let me look back and look forward, sit back in my chair and look forward and say, how do I want to live the rest of my life? What does 2022 and beyond look like? What would it be if it was perfect? What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Write this down. Write your compelling vision down. Physically write it down. And then once you've got it into a format that you like and the wording that flows for you, then type it up, write down the center column. So an A4 landscape piece of paper, center column, write your compelling vision 2022 down the center. Then put your 1 year specific goals in the top left, your 3-year goals, so where you're moving towards, 5-year and 10-year more visionary outcomes. They're more big picture. And the reason we have those in there is because I think it's Bill Gates who said most people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. And this is so true. We overestimate, we cram so much in to what we think we can achieve in a year. Hence, only choose 4 to 8 goals. But we massively underestimate what we can achieve in a decade. Where you are now compared to where you were 10 years ago, bet you a massive difference. Now, if you say, well, actually, I'm in a worse position, that's right. Were you intentionally trying to improve? Are you really intentionally trying to improve? Because I generally live like this, like intentionally trying to improve incremental bits every single year, just little bit by little bit. And those incremental bits just generally gradually increase and grow. So that's my compelling vision, okay? 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year. Remember, 1 year peak personal economic adventure and contribution or charitable. Okay, 1 or 2 in each area. Then take the actions that are required from that and schedule them throughout the year. Have good solid check-ins every quarter and have some actions every month. I hope that's been helpful. Let's make 2022 your best year yet. There's no reason why not. Please message me with any questions. I don't tend to see the comments on the video recording as easy as I do social media messages, which you can connect to me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or LinkedIn. And also send me an email. So on social media, it's pretty much Warren Shute CFP across all platforms, SHUTE. And my email is warren@warrenshute.com. My account is trying to help you achieve a great 2022. So let me know how you get on. Thank you for listening. This has been Financial Education for the Nation. My name is Warren Shute. Until next time, take care. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. There's a great number of back issues to go through, and remember, what makes us different on your financial journey is the support with access to downloads and templates on warrenshute.com, the YouTube videos and podcasts, as well as access to me, a multi-award winning certified financial planner and certified international coach. So please do engage and let's get your finances sorted together.